Hey guys, how you doing? Happy Friday. Jason again, realestate.com. Hey, I just wanted to take a minute and just let you know how much I appreciate you checking out the videos we've been posting. I've had some great feedback and comments, and if there's any topics you guys want to discuss or would like information on, just let me know. Shoot me an email, jason.lopez@realestate.com, and I'll be happy to bring it to the table. Hey, today, as promised, I did want to talk about the first-time buyer tax credit, the $8,000 tax credit for first-time buyers. As you're probably well aware, the November 30th deadline to claim that credit is fast approaching. But what I want to suggest to you today that the actual drop dead date here is probably this weekend or early next week. And the reason being is because of the market conditions, the fact that we're working primarily with foreclosure and short sale properties, we've got a delay in terms of when we open and how we get to closing and how long that process can take. We know short sales in particular are taking 2 to 3 months just to get approval. Then we're going to probably have another 20 or 30 day escrow period after that. So again, I would suggest that this weekend, maybe early next week, is going to be the deadline to actually get your people under contract, get them into escrow, and really put them in the best position to close before the November 30th deadline. The other factor we need to remember here, guys, is we've got the Thanksgiving holiday into November. We're going to lose a couple of business days there to the holiday. So I would suggest that you want to get your loan documents signed the week before that Thanksgiving holiday, and that's going to really give you a good shot of getting that transaction closed by November 30th. There's actually been a lot of discussion. I just pulled today an article off of the Wall Street Journal, and it just asked the question bluntly: should Congress extend the first-time buyer tax credit? All eyes are on Congress as it considers whether to extend the $8,000 first-time buyer tax credit or just to simply let the incentive expire. There has been some discussion about extending it out an additional 6 months or maybe even a year, and even raising the credit from $8,000 to $15,000. One congressman has even proposed extending it only for armed service personnel and other diplomats living abroad for a 6 month or 1 year period. And then there's even been some discussion about opening it up to every buyer, not just first-time buyers, to be able to take advantage of it. We certainly know that the credit has been very beneficial in moving some of the sales volume up and seeing more transactions happen. There's some other factors in the market certainly that are affecting just how we can get buyers into properties. That's another story. You can see some of my blogs. Check out my Active Rain blog or something to hear a little bit about the inventory. There's also a website, guys, you can check out, federalhousingtaxcredit.com. www.federalhousingtaxcredit.com. Some great information up there, including some Q&A. They ask questions like, who exactly is eligible for the tax credit? What is the definition of a first-time buyer? This might surprise you. You can actually have owned a home before and still be considered a first-time buyer. You just can't have owned a home in the 3 years leading up to when you buy your next home. The amount of the tax credit isn't necessarily just a flat $8,000 either. It's actually either 10% of the purchase price up to $8,000. So you've got a lot of great Q&A right on the website. Again, federalhousingtaxcredit.com. I encourage you to go check that out. But the real important message here, guys, is that anybody that you're working with actively, that you're showing property to, a couple of things you really want to be discussing with them as it relates to the tax credit. Number one, the deadline of closing by November 30th, and again, certainly that drop dead date of probably the next week or so is what we're looking at. Number two, make sure they are approved. They've been with their lender, they've got an approval and process or done, so they know exactly what they can afford, and they're ready to go shopping, and in understanding that there is a deadline and a time frame here that they're working with them. So it's very important. So they understand the deadline, they've got their loan in place, and then all you need to do and all you need to worry about is getting out there, showing a property, and finding them that home that's going to work for them and their family. So again, I really appreciate you taking the time. Send me your topics. Oh, real quick, I also wanted to remind you that tonight from 4 to 6 across the street from our San Diego office, Venice Restaurant, We've got our second Facebook/Twitter/real estate happy hour thing going on. We've got some great people planning to show up, some mortgage people, title, escrow, a lot of great agents. So it's a good opportunity to come out and mix and mingle, say hello, get some great information. If you've got some transactional issues, talk about it, bounce some ideas off some other folks. Again, 4 to 6 p.m. out at Venice Restaurant, Executive Drive in UTC, right across from our San Diego realestate.com office. Hey, thanks again, guys. Have a great weekend.